This is the Ego Power Plus electric riding lawn mower, the 42-inch 6 lawn tractor, model TR4204. I've been cutting my yard with it for a while now, towing a yard cart and testing it on different grass conditions, and I've got real thoughts to share. Key features that stood out to me are the dual brushless motors on the deck, the belt-free design, and the way it pulls power from up to 656V batteries at the same time. That combo gives it the equivalent of about 21 horsepower on paper, but what matters is how it feels. From my experience, torque is instant. When I hit thick, wet patches, the blade speed stays consistent instead of bogging like my old gas tractor. The deck is stamped steel at 42 inches, with 12 height settings from about 1.5 to 4.5 inches, and 2 anti-scalp wheels that kept me from digging into uneven spots. Cut quality on normal weekly mowing is clean, with plenty of lift for a neat finish. On overgrown areas, I used the high blade setting and it powered through without drama. Noise is low enough that I can hear birds and keep a normal conversation going if someone walks up. There's no engine vibration humming through the seat, which makes longer sessions easier on my back. I use the LED headlights at dusk and they're legit, bright, and useful, not just for show. The digital display is simple to read and lets me set 3 blade speeds and 3 drive speeds. I like locking into cruise on long straight runs so I'm not juggling the pedal. It also shows battery percentage, but I'll be honest, the gauge feels nonlinear. It drops slowly to about halfway, then falls quicker than I expect. After a few mows, I learned to trust my yard and the conditions more than the bars. Range is very conditions dependent. Ego says up to 1.5 acres on the 6 included 6.0 Ah batteries, and I matched that on routine, dry cuts using medium drive and blade speed. On heavy, damp grass, I got closer to around an acre before I wanted to recharge. It'll still drive with fewer batteries installed, but the 6-pack spreads the load so each pack works easier. Charging is straightforward with the wall-mounted charger, but there's a detail new users should know. After a hard mow on a hot day, the batteries may need some cool-down time before charging starts. In my case, that meant waiting a bit, then about 3.5 hours to get back to full. Planning around that makes life easier. Handling is where I had mixed feelings. Turning radius is tight enough to work around trees and beds, and top speed around 6 mph is fine for a tractor. Steering feel, though, has some play. There's a small dead zone on center, and you can hear feel the linkages over bumps. It's usable, but it doesn't have that precise, connected feel I wish it had for perfect stripes. Switching from forward to reverse has a slight delay, maybe a couple seconds, for motor protection. I got used to it, but if you're coming from a hydrostatic gas tractor that snaps instantly between directions, you'll notice. Regenerative braking slows the tractor when you lift off, which is efficient, but the first few rides felt a bit grabby until I adjusted my footwork. The mechanical brake pedal bites late, then firm. As a tractor, it's solid for towing. I pulled a loaded yard cart, moved mulch, and hauled branches without any complaint. With the blades off, towing barely sips battery. The rear hitch is handy, and the steel front bumper is a nice touch for bump protection. The whole machine is heavy, around 640 pounds, so it feels planted on flats. But there's a strict slope limit of about 15 degrees. On side hills past that, you'll feel the uphill wheel get light and spin because it's an open differential. On my lawn, staying inside that limit kept things calm and predictable. If you've got steep hills, this isn't the right tool. Build quality is a mix. The drivetrain is excellent, brushless motors and no belts mean less to maintain and fewer failure points. I don't miss oil changes, filters, or belt swaps. It's mostly just blade sharpening and checking tire pressure now, which in my opinion is a huge lifestyle improvement. The deck is stamped steel. Airflow and cut quality are great, but it's not as tough as a fabricated deck if you're rough on equipment. The body plastics look slick with the gray and green theme, but they scuff easily on branches. I'm storing it indoors to keep the plastics and batteries happy. The seat is comfortable with armrests and there's some spring under it, but the frame is stiff and there's no suspension, so bumpy lawns will still feel bumpy. I appreciated the USB port to charge my phone and the Bluetooth pairing for updates, even if I don't use that often. From my experience, the best parts are the quiet, the cut power, the zero engine maintenance, and how simple it is to use. The weak spots are steering precision, that forward/reverse delay, and the reality that it's built more like a modern consumer appliance than a tank. Service can also be slower than the big dealer brands, so patience might be required if you ever need parts. It's perfect for homeowners on relatively flat or gently rolling lawns up to about 1.5 acres who want clean, quiet mowing and already like the Ego battery system. If you've got an acre or two of normal grass and some towing chores, this will make yard days much nicer. If you've got steep hills, want super crisp steering feel, or depend on a local dealer for fast turnaround, this might not match your priorities. I'd recommend this for anyone ready to ditch gas and the maintenance that comes with it, who values low noise, strong cutting torque, and the convenience of one battery platform for all their tools. If you already own Ego tools, the included 6.0 Ah batteries make a lot of sense. In conclusion, the TR4204 proves electric tractors can absolutely hang with gas on power and cut quality while being far easier to live with. It's not perfect, but it's honest about what it does best: quiet power, low upkeep, and simple controls. I'm keeping mine because the good outweighs the quirks on my property. If this video helped, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.